Hey guys, welcome back to Park Hopping with Tom and Val. Hey, listen, Val's still at work, so we're gonna go ahead and start this adventure without her and have a lot of fun. But you guys recently know, if you watched our episode when we went to Animal Kingdom, we went for one specific reason, and that was to try the baked macaroni and cheese pulled pork, topped with pulled pork. We tried it, man, and it was not good. So it was a little dry to say the best. Just wasn't at all a good thing for $13. So today we're gonna try and recreate it here in the house. We're gonna jazz it up a little bit in our way. We're gonna make sure that it is good and creamy. The macaroni and cheese is gonna be really good and creamy. We're gonna use a carnitas, which is a pulled pork, Southwestern kind of flair type thing. And we're gonna add some things to that, and then we're gonna plate it up and try it out. So come along with us. So we're gonna start out by dicing up some peppers and onions pretty finely. You guys can probably hear the chopping going on. I'm not gonna show you everything, but we're gonna dice this up, and we're gonna use it to kind of mix in with the pulled pork, or the carnitas there. Give it just a little bit of a different flavor profile. Something that I always like to do. We'll probably throw some garlic in there as well. And we're just gonna use the garlic paste here, minced garlic from Spice World, and then we will put that in a little pan and heat it all up together so that the pulled pork gets that pepper and onion, that little hit of pepper and onion that I like with my pulled pork. So there's one onion. We're going to use a little, or one pepper. We're going to use a little bit of these sweet red peppers. Here we just take the top off of that. You can leave the seeds in these. It's really not that important to take them out, but some people prefer to take them out, so I try to do whatever we can. Oh my God, it smells good. I had a little bit of diced onion left over from the weekend. Our daughter and granddaughter were in town. Hi, Rennie. And we've got a special thing to do for her at the end of the video, but as I sit here and chop these up, you guys don't need to see all this, but it's kind of fine. You know, that's sort of a good way to do it. Just a little bit to give a little bit of an extra taste there. So as I get these done, I will throw them on, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the pork. Okay, guys. So I'm going to use about half of that onion that you saw in the opening shot there, and I'm just going to kind of dice it. I cut the bottom end off and left the top piece off here. And I'm just going to go through here and take if you take the onion skin off, they're not quite as slippery. I'm going to try to make these pretty small. I never went to culinary school, but it's always been kind of a passion, fun thing for me to do. And so I'm probably doing a lot of things wrong with this knife, but it's kind of how I've always been successful. Try not to get my fingers chopped off. I have occasionally, you know, had the accident or two. And I'm sure that there are better ways to do things, but it kind of works for me, right? So there's a little bit. Like I said, I had a little extra onion left over. We recently had some visitors, like I said. And then Valerie loves tiny little chopped up pieces of onion and green pepper, or pepper in her eggies. And so she had some scrambled eggs one morning that I made for her. And I got a little bit of onions and green peppers in those. Now they're starting to get fragrant. So let's go over here and take a look at them. I'll flip you guys back around here real quick. Oops, maybe one day, there we go. So here's kind of what we got going on. Again, I got this on about a 4, as you can see there. They're starting to sizzle up a little bit. We'll move them around. A little bit of butter, a little bit of Pam in there. We'll get these good and fragrant. And then we'll throw some of the carnitas that you guys saw on top with the lid to kind of keep the moisture in. They're already pre-cooked, right? So, or the carnitas was. So I really don't have to do, I could heat them up in the microwave, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna throw them right in this pan on top of this. Once it gets a little fragrant, we'll hit it with a little bit of garlic, and we'll get going from there. So we're also going to start the macaroni and cheese now. So I'll kind of get that going, and I'll show you what I decided to use for the macaroni and cheese. I think it's really good. Cracker Barrel always has a great type of macaroni and cheese. Havarti cheese, I know, is very creamy already. They've hit this with a little bit of yellow cheddar, it looks like, and Havarti. And then I've got a little secret to make it a little extra creamier. I'm gonna put some of that Irish cheese that we had along with the regular sour cream. So we'll put a little bit of that together and we'll make it taste really, really good. So for the carnitas, guys, we got this Del Real Flavors de Familia. I'm the world's worst Spanish speaker. I gotta get better one day. Anyway, so it comes like that. I got it at Costco. It comes in this tray. You can puncture the bag, and it comes with 2 of these. So it's 2.5 pounds, but we're just gonna use 1 of these. So that's 1.25 pound. And then you can microwave it, actually. We're not gonna do that though. It does look pretty, doesn't look like it's too fatty. It looks like they've drained a lot of it out. We'll find out in a minute. But we're gonna put it in the pan with our peppers and onions and garlic sauce, which is starting to look really good. They're starting to get a little browned up, which is kind of what I like. A little hot right there. The garlic is starting to scorch a little bit. So it's probably definitely time to add them. And then that fat will help render that stuff down, and it'll all become really tasty. Guys, so you can see kind of what's going on over here. I've got you kind of looking, and what I'm doing is I'm going through the carnitas, and I'm really looking for, you know how sometimes, I don't know what you guys might know or might not know about pulled pork, but how sometimes there's some fatty pieces. So I'm trying to pull those out. I am a firm believer, as Sam the cooking guy, hey, fat means flavor, but in some cases you don't want too much. So I'm just kind of sifting through this and separating it with my hands. You can probably see the steam for the macaroni pot there. So our water is just about, well, our water is ready. But we're gonna put a lid on this and turn it down a little bit. I got it on low, or I got it on 2 now. But this is already cooked. I mean, you could eat it right out of the bag. I'm just using this to heat it up. And I wanted to add the peppers and onions for just that little bit of extra flavor. And oh man, is it already just smelling like the bomb. Smells excellent. Yeah, and the fat did exactly what I thought it did. It pulled up all of the little scorched pieces of garlic there. So that's gonna be really tasty. Man, this is gonna be good. All right, let me get a lid on this, and then we'll go to putting the macaroni and cheese in next. This is gonna be so good, I can't wait. All right, so in go the noodles. That'll control that just a little bit. Let's shake them up so that they don't get too messy there. I'll turn that down just a hair. It comes with this creamy cheese packet. That's the Havarti and cheddar. Listen, guys, I don't pronounce things correct, so I hope that you're okay with that. We're gonna come over here and ask Alexa to set us a timer. Alexa, can you set a timer for 7 minutes? Alexa, can you set a timer for 7 minutes?
Good evening, Tom Zaretta. 7 minutes, starting now.
There we go. All right. So 7 minutes is a perfect al dente pasta. So we'll come back in 7 minutes and we'll start mixing that up. Okay, guys, so I pulled the mac and cheese off. I'm gonna put their sauce in first. Then I've got a few extra little things. A little Parmesan cheese is always good. A little sour cream, a little whole milk, not much. And then we're gonna add some of our good Irish cheddar that we bought last week for that other dish that we made. Handy scissors right here. And we'll just cut this top off. And then we'll go add that and start mixing it up. I do want to tell you that I hit this pasta with a cold shower real quick, right when it was done cooking, to stop the cooking. And then that way that will make it not be, make the noodles not be mushy. Nobody likes a mushy noodle, right? So we'll get this done. We got that all dumped in. And then we'll add just pieces and parts as we go, because we don't know exactly what we're gonna get here. So we'll take and start mixing this in. It's probably gonna be pretty good without it. One of the cool things about being the chef is you get to try everything out. Oop, there you are. You get to try everything out as you go. I have you guys in a really interesting spot over there, so I don't know if you can even see my face. I know you can kind of see a little bit about what I'm doing here. So we'll get that done. And I did try the pork already. Holy cow. Was that stuff good? That was awesome. It looks like Val just came from work.
Hi, everybody.
She stopped in to see us for a bit. That's good. Let's see here. Let's do a taste test on this. Oh, heck yeah. That's like already 100 times better than what we had just the other day. Now we're gonna put a little bit of this sharp Irish cheddar. Val's over there inspecting the pulled pork already.
I would check in on him because I wasn't here to supervise the whole time.
Unfortunately, your mic's over there if you want to grab it. I don't know if you want to or not. Now this will dry it out because it's a really dry, you can see how it's just kind of chunking up there. It's a really dry Irish cheddar, but I bet it's going to add some great flavor. And against that pulled pork, especially now that I added the peppers and onions and stuff, it's going to really make a neat flavor profile, I think. Might have made those a little big. It might take it a little time to melt. We may have to.
I would put the cover on it, maybe.
Yeah, I'm
and just
going
let
to.
it roll.
I got a few other little things to add. That everything's really hot, hon. So watch your
I'm being
fingers
careful.
and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
But wow, this is pretty good so far. All right, now we're gonna add. I think I'm gonna leave the Parmesan out. I was gonna put that in,
No,
but I think
let's
I'm
do
gonna
it.
leave it out.
Yeah.
Because I have another idea that I want to tell you guys about. She just threw away. Where I had a bag of crushed up Durkees.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
they're over there. Never mind. So I'm going to tell you a couple other things. They had Durkee onions on theirs. Let me come grab you guys and
Did
kind of.
you really get those?
Yeah, I
Oh.
did. And let me tell you why. There's the top of the bottom of the
Yeah.
thing. Let me tell you why I did. So I went ahead and grabbed those because,
I thought that was something you didn't like, though.
yeah, but most baked Southern macaroni and cheese
Does have that.
has a layer of
something
on it. It's usually like breadcrumbs that have been with butter.
Like sauteed, yeah.
So what I wanted to do is kind of stick to the thing. And what I'm going to do is I crushed up some of the Durkee onions. I'm going to put them in a pan and brown them a little bit more with some butter so that we can get a little bit of crust. Not much. Not like what they had, because what they had was really dry. So we're going to do that. Can you grab those just so I can show everybody? So we got, I got French's onions, and I've already crushed these up. So I'm just going to brown them up a little bit in another pan that we have. We're going to make a huge mess tonight. And we're going to try that instead of what they're doing. I'll get back to the macaroni and cheese in just a second, guys. Okay, guys, so I just wanted to show you, let me move this around a little bit. I just wanted to show you what I'd done with the macaroni and cheese. I added a little bit of whole milk. If you like whole milk, you can add it. You don't, you don't. And I added a little bit of sour cream, and I put it back on the pan or on the burner just for a little bit to get that Irish cheese melted up really good. And I think it is. And like I said, being the chef is like, you know, I get to be the taste test dummy. So let's flip you guys around. Oops, you don't care about looking at that. And let me go to being the taste test dummy. Pull it out. We'll blow on it just a bit. Oh, you can see the string, you can see the Irish string cheese. Oh man, I don't know that I've had better macaroni and cheese. I really don't. That's freaking awesome. So we're almost close to plating up, guys. So give us just a second and we'll start that up and then we'll take a quick taste test. Okay guys, so it's time to plate up. So I'm gonna get some of the creamy mac and cheese first to mix it around just a little bit more. Oh my gosh. I'll show you guys the finished product. Well, maybe I'll just show you now. I'm sure you don't like that sound, but that's our hex-clad stuff, and that's probably the Irish cheese that's on the bottom. Melted a little bit. Yep, it's not scorched at all, but it's on there. So we're gonna plate this up. Oh my gosh. This is like killer looking good. So we'll get it plated, and then we'll do a little taste testy. I don't want to plate a bunch, but that's probably enough just to share for now. So we'll go that route. We'll move him off the burner. We put him back there. We'll just use the same spoon for the carnitas. Oh, actually, yeah, this is where we wanted to do the Durkee. So you're right in the middle of the way cameras back there. Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Did you guys like the back of Valerie's head? It's pretty.
I see it a lot. So
Yeah, I know.
was not paying attention.
So a little bit of Durkee's on top. Just a little. And you know what, guys? I decided not to because I tasted the crushed up Durkee's. They're not Durkee's. These are French's brand. And they actually have they have a different flavor profile, but I do like them crushed up compared to what they do over at Flame Tree Barbecue. So Flame Tree just had the regular, like if you would have your
green bean casserole.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were. We got a little bit of coleslaw that goes on top, a little cool right there on top of that. So we're gonna pull that in. Oh, yeah, and this was, listen, if you got it left over, use it, right? I use a fork. And so if you got it left over, use it. And we had it left over from something else that we had done. You guys probably saw that. So we'll take a little bit of that. Just put that on right there. And I like to kind of get even mixtures of stuff. That way you don't have too much flavor profile of any one thing. And then let's do this. We'll go right on top of that. Now they put a barbecue sauce, or they gave you the option to have a barbecue sauce on top of your stuff. I don't know that we're gonna need it.
I feel like that overdoes it. Like it takes away from this.
Little bit. Okay, so I think we're good here. Let's get that. Yep. Okay. We'll move this off of the burner. Put this in the stove. Look, this is the great part about being the chef. You're kidding me. That is incredible. Sorry for the inside of the stove. All right. Val, you want to do me the honors and let's come have a taste test?
Sure, let's do it.
I know that you didn't get to
I wasn't really thrilled
fully
with
participate.
what I saw when we went to do this in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
I'm still
didn't
not
care.
a huge fan of mixed up foods. I'm one of those people that doesn't really like my sizzle to touch.
Okay, well let's try it. So I'm going to try to get a little bite of everything. Macaroni cheese.
Yeah.
Pulled pork. A little bit of the thing there.
I'm going to do one thing at a time. So I just tried the mac and cheese. It was good.
You're crazy. Eat the whole thing.
I don't like to do that.
Then this is just not for you. You should have.
No, that's why I didn't eat it when we went.
It was good though. Mine is better. Mine is way better. Now that's the perfect bite.
Well, I will say I did taste yours, and this is way better.
See, it's not dry.
No. Another thing about the mac and cheese in the park, it's usually really dry.
What do you think? Overall?
Overall, it's very good. I like the flavor.
Better, worse?
Way better.
Okay, well, when we plate yours, we'll plate yours separately. And you can have coleslaw, mac and cheese, and pulled pork.
All separated on my plate.
Guys, this is a success.
Yeah.
And the main thing I want to tell you, get out and cook. Listen, I'm not a chef. I've told you guys that. I don't claim to be, don't pretend to be, but I love doing these creations, especially when we go to the park and we go, I think we can make that better. And that's what these things are.
Or we'll go, hey, wouldn't it be cool to do this with this
way.
instead?
Right,
you know,
yeah.
like that kind of thing. So, you know, riff off of other stuff.
So if you enjoy what we're doing, hit that like button, subscribe, comment. Tell us in the comments what you think we could have done different on this, or maybe something you want us to try to recreate that you've had at the park.
Yeah.
That would be a phenomenal thing. I'd love to do something like that.
I would love to get suggestions.
That would be
see.
hard, but because I know you'll probably comment and give us some difficult stuff. But if you do, I'll try it. I mean, it may not be as good, but I will definitely try it. I think that's going to do it for this particular episode.
Sorry I didn't get to spend too much time with you guys today, but I do have another job.
Somebody's got to pay the bills, right? The reason that I got here a little early and got to do this is we had some guests in town. Our daughter and granddaughter were here.
Yeah.
Today's been a really emotional, hard day for both of us.
Yeah.
Our granddaughter left today, and it was the first time we were grandparents before, but it was the first time we actually got to be grandparents.
Like,
and we took our granddaughter to Epcot, and we did some fun things with her there. And her smile is just so infectious and beautiful. And but it's been a great few days, and we loved having that time with our daughter and granddaughter. And someday we'll introduce everybody to you guys. But for right now, we're going to leave her a little bit off camera. But we did want to say a special goodbye to her.
Hi, Rennie.
Bye, Rennie. Love you so much. And we'll see you next time, guys. For Park Hoppin', we're out.
Later, Bean.